Eleanor. Well, nice to meet you, Emily and Owen. So for sure that will get more people entering. You'll be handling that, right? So first of all, I'd like to present myself. So I'm Patricia, Director of Communications of the Cava since 2019. And in the representation of the DO, I would like to thank you all for your presence here today. We know that it's not easy to find a spot, right, on our agendas. So we really appreciate your time, especially for a format which we are now delivering, which is quite different, is virtual vineyard tour, right, which is meant to actually bring buyers and producers together, like David, as you have on the screen, right, to inform on novelties and amazing cavas that are now available in the market. So at least you have the latest information. I'd like to thank, well, not only for your presence, but also David, por tu presencia, and then, well, for the rest of the wineries that will be entering. Before starting, you can, Eleanor, change to the first one. I just want to get some introduction in terms of what Cava is. Of course, that you should already know a lot about Cava, but I think it's always interesting to give us some context. And probably the question is, what makes Cava different, right, from other drinks that are now available in the market, and with so many offers that we can find, what can we say that makes Cava really different? And probably we'll get, a lot of different answers. But what we know is that Cava is really a quality sparkling wine that pairs perfectly with a wide variety of cuisines. It is done by traditional method, strict commitment to origin, land, and sustainability. It has a strong Mediterranean influence because of the location. And it is true that Cava is doing great internationally speaking. So more than 70% of the Cava's production, it's making its way onto international shelves, which really tells a lot about its acceptance, right, across the borders. So moving to the next one, and before, mentioning the origin of Cava, it is true that here at the DO, we are working on a very big project, which probably you should already have heard, which is segmentation and zoning project. It is something that we started working already a few years ago, but this year was when we really got the approval for this project from the Ministry of Food, Fishery and Agriculture. So it is actually the first, harvest where we will start seeing the first bottles following these new rules. Of course, it will take time because some of those are very ambitious, but we wanted to share at least the major aspects of these new normatives so you are well informed. So the first big change is the segmentation, as you can see here. So we kept the same categories, which were, the youngest Cava, but now we named it as Cava de Guarda. So this is the first, let's say the most entry-level type of Cava available, the youngest, but still with 9 months of aging. So that's quite a lot aging time for an entry-level product. And then for the rest of the other three categories, which were already known as Reserva, Gran Reserva, and Cava de Paraje Calificado, we now call Cava de Guarda Superior. So they are all under the same category, which is the most premium level of categories available right now. Why did we do this segmentation? Mainly to make it easier for the consumer to identify the kind of product is buying, right? So it's easier for them to know. And then specifically for the Cava de Guarda Superior, it is true that now, for example, the Cava Reserva was 15 months and we raised up till 18 months minimum aging. So that's one of the changes. Then the vineyards must be at least 10 years old. That's a new requirement that wineries have to follow. The third one, and probably the most challenging one, is the sustainability, because looking at the market needs. So right now, to have a Cava de Guarda Superior Cava, it has to be 100% organic. Of course, there's a transitional period, but it is the new aspiration for this category. There's a limitation in terms of the hectares, the grapes per hectare, just to balance, right, offer and demand. So this year, the maximum is 10,000 kilos of grapes per hectare. And then finally, the reference of the year of harvest, it's also something that we'll start seeing on the labels. So moving to the next one, talking about the zones and where Cava comes from. We know that Cava was born in San Sadurní d'Anoia, which is the zone we see here as Contats de Barcelona. So mainly Cava comes from different areas in Spain that have the legal right to elaborate Cava. It is true that more than 95% of the production comes from Contats de Barcelona, the new name that was attributed to this specific zone, but also Val del Ebro in the northern, Vinhedos de Almendralejo closer to Portugal, and the Valencia zone. Those are the four main areas of elaboration, okay? And you can see here, so the goal was also to kind of subdivide the main areas into subzones, especially Contats and Val del Ebro, because of the differences in terms of territory. So moving on to the next one, as an example, the wineries we are listening today, so they come from Contats de Barcelona, okay, that's where they are located. So here you can see the different subzones as we have. Valls d'Anoia Foix, it's one of those. Serra de Mar, it's the one that it's actually closer to the Mediterranean Sea, and we do have a winery there called Altalella. Probably you should already have heard. Moving to the next one, just to not take too much time. So we also have Conca del Gaià, okay, and Serra de Pradas. Those are the other two subzones closer to Tarragona and Plan de Ponent, okay? So we can say that Contats have a total of 5 subzones. Then for the next one, you can change Eleanor. So you can see also that we do have the Val del Ebro, which is subdivided into 2 zones. And basically, these areas are traversed by the Ebro River, where the mountains form a barrier, reducing cold and rainfall. So as an example, Val del Cierzo, it has a very strong wind called Cierzo wind that gives a very nice impact on the wines produced there. So those are the differences that really kind of stands out on these zones. So moving to the next one, we also have the Almendralejo zone. This is a much drier location because it's much more plain. So it's more similar to kind of the Alentejo type of wines produced in Portugal, let's say like that. So it is a totally different profile of Cava that we can get from this specific zone. And finally, we have the Levant. And of course, there's just a few wineries producing there in terms of dimension when you compare to, for example, Contats. It is true that this zone doesn't have a name determined yet. We are still in the works to get an agreement in terms of the naming. But well, it is specially located to very close to Valencia, okay? So moving to the next one, reinforcing that the wineries of Cava are doing a very good effort in trying to get all the wines certified organic. As I said, it's a transitional period. So what we did at the Cava was to give a real time and deadline for a Cava to get the chance to get these certification, because we know that's a really big investment. So by 2025, that's the deadline that we have for all the wineries that want to have Cava de Guarda Superior to be certified 100% organic. Okay, so that's a big challenge, but it is what people actually is requesting on the market. So it is an ambitious that we need to follow. And finally, so just wanted to share that this year, in case you are interested, because if you know about Cava, you want to learn more, there's actually a program that was launched this year, which is Cava Academy. So you can go to cavaacademy.com and actually take a course and get a certification that we do at DO Cava. So if you want to learn more about not only normatives, but origins and viticulture and further other thematics, everything is there, so it's available. So we just finished up the second group. The third group will start beginning next year. Okay, and that's it on my end. So I'll lead back to you, Eleanor. Okay, and thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, Patricia. And I think hopefully we've got a few more people joined during that as well, so they managed to listen to some of your introduction. So thank you everyone for joining us. I'm going to hand hastily over to Roger Goulart, who is going to be our first winery participant. Those of you who've got the wines, David will be joined by the winemaker later on, so if you want to taste along, please do. If I could just ask everyone to be on mute unless you have any questions, just to save any background noise, that would be fabulous. And if you do want to ask questions, we want this to be as informal as possible, so feel free to raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask a question, or if you're more comfortable, just pop it in the chat function and we can raise it with David and the team later on. So David, over to you.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Eleanor, and thank you, Patricia, for this great explanation about Cava and the new regulation and the new challenges we are facing. They are really exciting. It's beautiful. Everyone here in Cava has agreed in this new path with its very ambitious, as Patricia said, but I believe we'll put Cava in the right place, in the quality place. Today I'm here to share about Roger Goulart, one of the pioneers of the Cava making here in the Penedès. I will try to make it until 4 when another winery is going to join us. It's a very interesting session, and so we're pretty much different type of wineries that can share, like a good picture about the Cava reality here in the Penedès. Roger Goulart, we are one of the pioneers. We are doing Cava since 1882. As you might know, Cava history starts in 1872. So one of the pioneers. We are located in Penedès, in the north area of the Penedès, very close to Barcelona, indeed only 35-40 kilometers driving to the city. And what makes Roger Goulart quite unique and interesting and differentiate us from others here in the Penedès is that this winery was designed to produce the best champagne possible in Spain. I say champagne because everything was champagne back then, okay? To produce the best sparkling wine by the traditional method here in Spain. So the whole winery was conceived to produce sparkling wine. And what makes us also kind of unique is that for all this period, we have been loyal to this original mission. We have not produced wines or any other hard liquor. Roger Goulart, we started in 1882. This is the winery from the late 19th century, beginning of the 20th century. As you can see, it is a modernism style, so the school of Gaudí. By that time, it was not trendy in the city, but still ongoing in the countryside. So we are lucky our winery is a modernism style. And when I say that we were conceived to produce the best champagne possible in Spain, is that the winery was built for that purpose. So we count with beautiful caves, more than 1 mile of caves at 30 meters downstairs. That is what makes Goulart truly unique within the region. We're at 30 meters downstairs, 1 kilometer caves. Down here, we find the best conditions for the second fermentation inside the bottle. So it is our, having this heritage, it is our duty to commit to quality and to produce only long aging and vintage Cava. Brackets, all Cavas are vintage, but long aging vintage Cavas. What we find here, of course, it's natural conditions and permanent conditions, same conditions 100 years ago, same conditions in the next 100 years. We don't depend on aircon, we don't depend on electricity, we don't depend on anything. And in here we find 14, 15 degrees all year round, 85% of humidity, more or less, and of course, total silence. To make it very short, below 9 degrees, you cannot guarantee that second fermentation occurs in all the bottles. At 18, 20 degrees, the yeast inside the bottles feels so comfortable, feels in with the perfect conditions. So it will eat the sugar super fast, and we will have a very quick second fermentation, perhaps only 2 weeks. At 14, 15 degrees, the yeast struggles to survive, so eats the sugar very, very slowly. And as a result, we have 2 months and a half lasting second fermentation, producing producing a very good carbonic. If to this very long second fermentation you add time of aging, this beautiful carbonic we have produced, it will be very well integrated within the wine. So this is one of the characteristics of this is one of the key characteristics of Goulart. We produce our Cavas from Penedès grapes only. We have very long and solid partnerships with different growers in the area. So doing the whole traceability from the vineyard, of course, to the bottle. Okay, and looking for the grapes in the best area of production. The Penedès is a very rich area in front of the Mediterranean Sea, going from 200 meters sea level up to 600 meters sea level, between the sea and a very high stony mountains. So we find different locations and different microclimates to produce the different varietals, from Torelló in the valley to the Parellada more in the hilly areas. The winemaker is here to join me.
Yes.
Pedro. This is Pedro, the winemaker and artist.
Hello.
Well, this is very shortly who Goulart is. Pioneer of the Cava making, still loyal to the original mission to produce the best champagne possible in Spain, produce the best Cava. And so because of this strong personality.
What happens is,
sorry?
if you ask June direct questions, she just says, I don't know.
I don't know if I've heard Quentin.
I think Quentin hasn't muted himself. I'll mute him, but I don't think that was for you. Carry on.
Okay. So we have been loyal to this original mission, and this strong personality got the attention of CVME, Compañía Vinícola del Norte de España, which is one of the strongest premium wine groups here in Spain, having iconic wines and iconic brands here, like Imperial, Cune, Vineyard, Contino. And since 2017, Goulart is part of this family because they trust, of course, in quality wines, in wineries in which we, try to express the best out of the terroir. So we have joined this beautiful group, this beautiful family since 2017. Okay, and this is the best. This is like the lotto for us because in this very competitive world, to be part of this strong group, but focus in premium brands allows us to remain loyal to this mission. Allows us to keep doing the best Cava we can here under our historic caves. Of course, now we can play a little video for you to have the feeling of going down the caves, and of course you can guess and presume that all the work we do down there has to be by hand. So artisanal work is a big part of Goulart every day. Yep. Well, is it here? Well, for you to see that we are in the same place, this is the gardens.
And the entrance to the caves.
And those are the stairs that lead to our caves, where we do our work. This is the traditional entrance. Nowadays, we can go by platform.
First set of steps leads us to the original cold room in which we produced our first bottles late in 19th century. And as we decided to establish as a business in 1882, we decided to dig deeper and build our caves at 30 meters. So we keep going down.
Our first winery was, our first cellar was at 50 meters.
As you can see, it's beautiful stairs, beautiful temperature as well, by the way, as it is very sunny outside. And then we reach our caves. More than 1 kilometer of caves full of excellent Cava. Sleeping, aging, waiting for the best time to disgorge it and enjoy it at home.
They are truly exceptional caves, and if you ever have the opportunity to come to Barcelona, we are only 40 minutes driving. It's very, very unique. It's beautiful. Pedro and the rest of the team, they do all the stacking by hand with the wooden sticks and the corks, same as 100 years ago. But it's really, really worth it. The conditions we find down there, and when you are producing cavas that are going to rest for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, so it's really worth to do that, to do the effort and keep using the same original facilities. So it's 3:32 here in Spain. Time for the tasting. I don't wanna steal a lot of time from the next winery. So the first cava for us to taste today is our Brut Reserva 2018 vintage. By saying this, I'm explaining a lot about the philosophy of Goulart. This would be our entry-level cava, okay? And being our entry is a 2018 vintage, that's the harvest. August, September 2018, put in bottle, February, March 2019. So it is more than 2 years. It's 2019, the one you're going to taste. Why you do have 2018? Okay. So it is, the one you have with you is 2019?
I think it should be. Has anyone got a bottle in front of them?
Okay, so that is our newest vintage, just released. As you can see, I still have the 2018. Okay, which we age for always a minimum of 18 months. That is our minimum, and from 18 to 24 is the standard. Philosophy of Pedro, and also because the reality and size of our facilities, we always produce under purchasing order. So the aging might vary from 18, 20, 24 months. It depends. This is a traditional blend of Torelló, Macabeo, and Parellada. Main grape being Torelló. You want to join us with some comment that super appreciated.
Normally for this blend, we use mainly the Torelló. Torelló is 40% of the blend, and the rest is 30% of Parellada and Macabeo. These are the three typical traditional varieties from here, from this area. And for us is a very traditional cava, but making the best quality way to get the most expressive aromas of the variety. It's very clean, very pale, a very small bubble, and is very fresh. Mainly is white fruits like pear, like apple, some citrus notes, and very soft aromas of creamy notes, and toasty.
Yes.
And some bread also. It's very, very fresh. This is a cava for aperitif, very recommended.
Yeah, it's a very this is a very traditional, let me say, well done cava, very versatile. That's our proposal for a cava to be enjoyed by the glass with in a more casual mood. So you can say with tapas, with salads, by the glass as an aperitif. It is, as I said previously, traditional well done cava with mostly white fruits, citrusness, and you can start enjoying some tertiary aromas, some creaminess, some toastiness, but this is not what our target in here. In here, our target is a fruity cava, okay, but based on a very solid quality and some aging that will give us this softness, okay, that makes it much more pleasant and easy to drink. As this cava has already started to enjoy some autolysis process within, so we can enjoy this more greasy texture, a little bit these proteins. So that's what we try to look in here: fruitiness, but with already some of these autolysis compounds in it that makes it much more pleasant. At the end, we want the softness coming from the cava itself, coming from the aging, coming from the autolysis, not from the sugar added. That's what we try. So, brut, as you might know, brut means up to 12 grams of sugar per liter. We only use 8. We always work on the low part of each category, because the softness in Roger Goulart comes from the aging, not from the sugar. Okay, so this is our proposal for like the glass. For the tapas, let me say, also for sushi, which is super trendy nowadays, but Roger Goulart is big in Japan. That also makes us unique, but this is another story. But we are leaders of sparkling premium segment in Japan. Over there is very enjoyed Roger Goulart. Japanese like in gastronomy and therefore in beverage. Clean drinks. So I think this is one of the secrets of the success of not only Roger Goulart but Cava in Japan, above Prosecco, which is more sweeter. Okay, that's another story. Sorry. And then next is our
David. Just a quick question: is the sweetness residual sweetness or dosage sweetness?
Sorry, sweetness.
There's a quick question in the chat about is it residual sweetness or dosage?
No, residual. Of course, there is residual sugar in all the cavas, but the only type that works only with residual sugar is the Brut Nature. Brut Nature can have up to 3 grams of sugar per liter, but these 3 grams are only residual, cannot be added in Brut Nature. In the other categories, we on top of the residual, we add sugar, up to 6, up to 8, up to 12, whatever. Okay. The next is the organic Reserva.
Yes.
This is 2018. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, this is our, Patricia has already explained where Cava is going to. So this Roger Goulart organic Reserva is our entrance in the organic qualification, in the organic world. Of course, we always have worked with very sustainable practices, because when you work quality, you need the best raw material. But this one is certified. And the difference from the previous one, on top of being organic certified, it would be the blend, right?
Yes, the blend, because in this case we use mainly the Macabeo. It's a cava made with 50% of Macabeo, 30% of Torelló, and the rest is Parellada. And this cava is elaborated from organic grapes and respecting all the practices that we can use in organic winemaking. Okay.
It's the first time the first time in the recent times,
yes,
that we use Macabeo as a main grape. Normally we work Torelló as the main. So here, this is our kind of our starting organic has been with the Macabeo, kind of homage to this grape, looking for a very Macabeo aromas, to feel a little bit more
flower, white flowers, like the orange flower, orange flower. So I don't know the name in English, lily.
Lirios in Latin, maybe. Does it work? No. Yes.
But white flowers.
Yeah.
And also some citric notes, and maybe also a white fruit, but the principal aroma is the flower.
So we thought it was kind of a nice entrance to the organic, like more healthy. So also doing a more kind of fruity flower profile of Cava. Same as the previous one, is very highly recommended by the glass, and also in casual occasions, with and without food. And we're having a very good start. We're doing 2018 vintage, 2019 is going to come soon. It has won a tender in Finland. So we're very, very happy of this start with our organic category, which in the near future, shared by Patricia, is going to be all premium. It's going to be organic. And then the last for today, it is our Gran Reserva 2015 vintage. In here, sorry, I thought that was my outlook. I should have closed it. This is also a traditional blend, main grape Torelló by 60%. And before you start, yes, just one thing I want to mention before I forget, and this is a kind of a shared characteristic between the three Cavas and all the Cavas by Pedro. This is a 2015 vintage, so in the bottle since 2016, 5 years of aging, and as you can see, it's still quite pale, very bright, very fresh, very good acidity. This is kind of, let me say, kind of a signature of Pedro, making wines that keep this freshness and this youthness for many, many years. We don't produce cavas that are like very heavy or very oxidated. This is not our style. Everyone has its own style, and the style of Goulart is achieving the complexity in aromas and in bouquet, in the taste, but keeping the acidity and keep the freshness and keep the fruitiness. So this is a characteristic I hope you find in the three of them.
Okay, and in this case is a cava with a very complex aromas, because you can find here also the fruity, but also the ripened fruit, and a lot of notes of aging, like toasty notes, creamy notes, also dry fruits, also dry flowers. It's very complex. This is the reason, because we are working very strong with the aging on the leaves of these wines, so beautiful and so fantastic to work with. This is interesting.
Yeah, definitely the tertiary aromas in here are very clear.
Yes.
But again, I'm sorry to insist, that you have the tertiary aromas, and then the fruit is still alive, and the aftertaste is very clean and very long, with very good acidity. We call it brut, Gran Reserva brut, but indeed it barely has 6 grams of sugar per liter, so it could even be an extra brut. Okay.
Yes, really.
So the softness you can enjoy is by the aging and the quality of the grapes. Of course, this cava with this good structure and very important, this very good acidity is a super good partner for more structured dishes. It's a more gastronomic cava. You can even drink it by the glass, but of course you can with grilled fish or fish with any kind of sauce, even with some wild meat.
Yes.
This is the cava here in Catalonia we eat with. It is a very good pair with paella, and this is not only because paella is well known all around the globe and helps us selling, but the main delta, so the main raised area is just less than 100 kilometers south Penedès, less than 100. So it's kind of a local kind of pear. It's a natural pear with the rice and with the fish we have just in front of our houses, because we are just right in front of Mediterranean. So this is kind of a natural pairing,
Yes.
which also applies in Japan, even it's a different type of rice and a different type of fish. So this is our more gastronomic Cava.
Yes.
This is pretty much our presentation today. 3:48. I think we did it. We can have 10 minutes Q&A if you like, and we can extend the explanation in any topic you like.
Cool. I don't know if you guys can see the Q&A, but we've got a question from Sarah. Have you been changing the blend and dosage to a drier style with more marked acidity in recent years? And do you see this as a continued focus for you?
Did you understand?
No, I can hear it.
No, I'm sorry. It's my computer. It's not clean. No, it's not.
Don't worry.
Nice. My computer, I think, my speakers are not clean.
Can you see the chat? If you click on the chat at the bottom,
Oh, yeah.
you should be able to see it. So it's a question from Sarah, just asking about how you've been changing the blend to a drier style.
I think no. You're the artist, but I mean, like the cavas that Pedro gives me to sell. Okay, many of our Grand Reservas are or a quite dry brut or even extra brut. I think you are a type of guy that likes to play a little bit with a little bit of sugar sometimes in the blend, in the extra brut. Okay. When I'm in Japan, I use the example of the wasabi in the nigiri that helps to enhance the aromas and flavors in the blend. So we are not a super radicals of Brut Nature. We have Brut Nature, we do Brut Nature, but we also use a little bit of dosage in the blends. We believe a little bit of dosage will help. So we do dry brut and we do Brut Natures. It depends on the blend.
Yes, correct. And so it depends on the aging, because when a cava is aging about 5 years, normally the tendency is to give a little bitterness on the mouth, and it's necessary to add some sugar, only 3-4 grams, to
counterbalance the bitterness. Yes. Of course, and Brut Nature is one of our assets here in the Cava, and we also do. We also do Brut Nature. And Brut Nature, we do it only with a very long aging. So the very long aging can work also as a counterbalance to the bitterness. I don't know if I have replied to that.
Sarah, does that answer your question?
I hope so.
Yes, thank you very much. It's really interesting. Thank you.
Perfect. Are there any other questions, or anyone have any comments on the wines that they want to ask David or Pedro about?
Yeah, can I ask a question?
Of course.
All the wines are great. I think the Grand Reserve is absolutely fantastic, I think. Because Cava's changing so much, and you're producing a very high quality product there that retails at a reasonably high price point, particularly in the UK. Are you happy to stay in the Cava DO and try and push people's perception of Cava upwards with your quality? You've never thought about leaving the DO?
No, we're no, not at all. Not indeed. we're very happy. Of course, we know we have to maybe in the past we didn't do our homework the best we could, but I strongly believe that in the recent years we are moving to the right direction, and we are very happy to be part of Cava, and we want to be a proud leaders of the quality within the DO. Cava is well known all around the globe. This is indeed thanks to the quality we produce. So it is appreciated everywhere. From this moment onwards, what we need to do is to keep working on the message and to do the best we can, so people can appreciate more and more our wines and be known by our quality. But not at all. We want to be one of the names within the appellation.
Thank you. And will there be more of your wines available in the UK before long? At the moment, we only have the one.
So I hope after if you help us in that. No.
I'll put in a word with Hatch. I know them very well.
But yes, in UK. Honestly, I don't know very well about the UK market, but I know that Cava has struggled a lot in there. Maybe we didn't, as appellation, we didn't do the best strategy before. So far, we have the Grand Reserva, but I'm pretty sure you will find more and more Cavas of Goulart very soon. As a matter of fact, and it's not prepared, but I'm always ready. Sarah Evans just published an article yesterday. And our Coral Rosé, which is a rosé, of course, it's a beautiful rosé made only with red varietals, Pinot and Grenache, with 90 points. Is the only rosé among her selection, in which she explains the different areas, same as Patricia did in the beginning of the meeting. Okay, so she selected from different areas, and regular Coral is there. So I hope you can find this one soon too. And if you do, please try. You're gonna enjoy it.
Thank you.
And this one I hope to organic, but little bit. But I take advantage to say we are part of CDME since 2017, and one of the good things is that we have joined the group as we are. So we are growing, but kind of in a conservative way. So we are increasing our distribution, but little by little, according with our production capacity and building the brand with time. So you will find more Goulart, but not from one day to the other.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Brilliant. Thank you both. That was brilliant and a great introductory session. And hopefully those who had the wines enjoyed them. And that rosé sounds delicious. So we'll hope you can get that into the UK soon. If anyone has any more questions for David or Pedro, please shout now. Otherwise, thank you both very much for your time. Those of you who are staying for the next session, we will start in about 2 or 3 minutes. And those of you who can't stay, thank you also for your time for joining us.
Thank you for the compliment. It's not usual that Spaniard gives you 2 minutes extra. So
and maybe in the future we can come and see your caves in real life.
Thank you very much. Please, thank you for your interest. Thanks for joining. Please keep drinking sparkling. Please keep drinking Cava. And I hope to see you in the market soon. Okay, back to normality. Sometime. You're not always welcome here. We don't have visits because the stairs lead to the caves, and this is what we are. So if you come, it's going to be Pedro and myself welcoming you and doing the tour. Okay, you can visit all around with the two of us. Okay.
Thanks very much.
Bye bye.
Muchas gracias. Thank you. I say. Oh. Bye.
Bye bye. So I think, are you all staying for the next session? Yes, and then we're just waiting for Paul Belcher to join. We've got our winery representative who I will let in now, and then we can kick off.
Hello.
Hello. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Yeah, you can see me? Can't.
We can't see you.
Because the light is okay, yeah? The light, I have very good light here. You can't see
I think,
anything?
yeah, your video doesn't seem to be on at the moment.
I don't know why. Desactivar audio. Esperando que iniciar video. Oh, okay.
There we go.
No, yeah, here I am.
Perfect.
Excellent. Good. Yes.
Welcome.
Fantastic. You can.
So,
yeah. Yes.
So I will do a very quick introduction. Hi, Paul, as well. So we're now going to go to Agustí Torelló Marta Winery, and Joan is going to show us around. Joan, thank you.
Yes.
My Spanish pronunciation needs some work. He's the brand ambassador at Agustí Torelló, so has lots of knowledge and lots of stories to tell you. As before, if you've got questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or raise your hand and ask away. And Joan will be taking you through the 3 wines that you've got to taste as well. So over to you. Over to you.
I have it here in an ice cube. Maybe you see them. Whoop, there in the ice cube. The 3 wines. I can't see you now. I can listen. Can. Audio. Where's the audio? I can listen you.
Porque están muteados, Joan.
Ya, ahora sí. Entiendo, te entiendo muy bien. Hablas español, ¿no?
Sí.
Thank you, you're my survivor. Yes, good. No escuchaba ahora. Eleanor no escuchaba. No sé por qué. Bueno,
ahora están muteados. Puedes hablar.
Perfecto. Vale. No, puedes hablar. Bueno, bien, perfecto. ¿Me veis bien? Hay buena luz. He cambiado de situación porque se ve mucho mejor. ¿Ves la bodega? ¿Ves más la bodega?
Joan, tiene que ser inglés.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So you can see, yeah. Okay, sorry. And then he said you can see me very good. The light is okay. The sound is okay. Yeah, fantastic.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. And then I have my small notes here beside me if I need them for to talk deeper with some subjects, and then it is very helpful. That is
perfect.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start by giving us a bit of an introduction to Agustí Torelló?
Yes, and actually, I am a winemaker. My name is Joan Parera Mariner. Joan is a masculine name, but it's Catalan name. In Spanish, it's Juan, and then in English, it's John, right? And then my name is Joan Parera Mariner. I am an enologist, winemaker. I had the degree 4 years in the University of Dijon a long time ago. the 88 until 92. And I've been elaborating wines in different companies, French companies in the Champagne, and then the top biggest companies here in the Vineyard region, and then in Rioja, right? And actually, of course, I've been elaborating until 99, and then the 2000 until now, I changed a little bit my way, and then I select not to elaborate. I select to sell the wines in export different countries. I have the possibility to sell. I was the director of export manager from the companies like Rioja and River del Duero, but actually now, and the brand ambassador from Agustí, Torelló, and Mata. Yeah. Yeah. And Alex, sorry, I apologize that Alex could not come here because the harvest is not finished. And I can see now the trucks is going there, the tripod. And then so sorry for this, but maybe next time for sure, he will come here to talk and to see with us, right? If you want to know something more about my professionality, whatever, should be a pleasure to explain.
And
yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit more about the winery and the history and what you do there?
The history, yes. The history is Mr. Agustí Torelló Mata is this man. Can you see? This is the man, Agustí Torelló Mata. This man, when he was 14 years old, he begins to work, and he was 18 years old. He began to take the first courses of enology in the south of Spain in Utiel Requena, and he begins to make to himself the best laboratory. One of the laboratories was very helpfully for the different kind of viticultors or small elaborators. And then it's been more than almost around 35, 40 years, a long experience with a director, with an enologist director for a huge big companies. And one day he said, I want to make my own Cava. To the reason one day, here's the history of this man. It's very funny because it becomes from the tailors and the musicians. He is not a second line of how do you say the family, the family of winemakers. And then he decided to do this. And then one day, it is very difficult. Only I think it's fantastic. One day he said, I want to make the best Cava ever. The reason one day and just stand up, and then I said, I want to make a Cava like an amphor. He said, the people say, you are crazy, and then you are crazy. And then he has a man, it's Rafael Bartolozzi. He said, I want that you design for us a fantastic, unique Cava ever. For example, this one. You can see it maybe here a little bit. Is the crypta, right? The crypta and the painter. And then this begins to make the first bottle exactly. And then this was the first bottle was made around in 78. He's just for the friends. But one day he said, I want to make this for the people. How you can see the picture is not a man, it's not a lady. It means that all people. You can see in your mouth is olive stick, and then in the head is how do you say? It's the grains of how do you say? Resin, grapes of wine. And then you can see it's blue and gold. And in the deep you can see it's Porligat. It's the north of Catalonia, and it's close to Cadaqués, like this Dalí is been painting, right? And this means I dedicate this photo for the people, the people that likes this culture, for the olive oils, the cultures like France, Italian, Greece, and of course Spain. The Mediterranean Sea. And then it's the and this I think is the in my notes, because a long time ago I think I almost was not born. It's the first gold medal that he got in Bratislava was in '84. And this is that it was a long time ago. And then to the reason, it's the first time that this vintage and this Cava won this. And then this is incomparable Cava. And then said, I want to make the best Cava ever. And then you can find these, I don't know exactly how many, but you can find these in a lot of star Michelin in Spain, in Vineyards of this cell. And then it's really fantastic and unique. To really said, I want to make, always say, I want to make the best cava ever. This is the way to do. If you want, yeah, and then actually we elaborate only the vintages cavas. We don't make elaborate young cavas. We like reservas and grand reservas, 3 years until 10 years. All our cavas are organic and vegans, all of them. Low rendiments per vine, and then you don't use pesticides, you don't use insecticides, like you use in the vineyards, the hormones, you know, for the sexual confusion, for the lobesia botrana. And then to the reason is totally natural. And then by low rendiment per vine. And then we are very classical. We elaborate only Macabeo, Xarel·lo, and Parellada. Maybe Macabeo or Viura. You can find it in the north of Spain, a little bit in the Rioja. Maybe in a little bit south of Spain means Valencia, Castellón, a little bit Alicante, and south of France, the Languedoc. It's called Macabeo. And then in Spain it's Macabeo or Viura. Viura is the same clone that in the north. And then our second grape, it's Xarel·lo. Xarel·lo is unique in Catalonia region, and Parellada exactly the same. What can give us the Xarel·lo? You can see here. Sorry, the Macabeo is planted close to the sea in Sitges, Vilanova, close to Barcelona, because the soils are very poor. Means the grains are very small. And they are one close to another one. Exactly. And this means if it's raining 100 liters a square meter per year, 200 liters square meter per year, maybe 400, the rest is just the plant, the roots absorb just a little bit water. If I plant this in the center, in the valley of it's planted, most of them of the Xarel·lo, and then if it's raining a lot, it takes a lot of water. They begins to grow very fast, the grains. They break one to another one. And then welcome to the botrytis cinerea. We destroyed all the vineyard. Means we are trying to elaborate cava, we call it cava de terres, terroir wines from cava. And then this is our way to do, low rendiment per vine. This is our style to do it. The second, and then the Macabeo is very small and give us the very powerful of the aromas. It's elegant. We call us ourselves the master of Macabeo elaborators, because we think we are. You will see today, and you will taste it today. And then our best brand, our best grape, is Macabeo, and then give us the finesse, and then it's very fantastic. And most of them is Macabeo, Torelló, Parellada blended. Most of them, around 45–50%, is made by Macabeo, right? But exception that we elaborate with 3 totally different Macabeos with the barrica that we'll test will be the first cava. I will explain later on, right? And then the second grape variety is Xarel·lo. Xarel·lo is unique. It's not, you cannot find in the world. And then it's planted in the middle of the valley of the Penedès, in the middle. And then you can find it's very rich in calcareous. You know, calcareum. How do you call it in English? Calcareum. Calcium. Calcareum.
Calcareum.
Yeah. Wait. Calcareum. It's yeah. Yeah. Short, maybe. Short. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. It's like in Champagne area. It's very in the white sands, right? And then Xarel·lo give us, is very rich in sugars. And then Xarel·lo can give us the very structure of the cava. But always it's secondary. But first it's Macabeo, right? And then the Parellada. The Parellada is planted in the places very cold. And the places the quantity of sugar is very low. But it's very important to elaborate the long-aged cavas, because they give us the total acidity, the good acidity, but not only the acidity, the most important, the pH, the good pH to blend it and to obtain it long the cava, and without keeping the same quality. Not the, for example, the color is not evaporating, it's not oxidating, and then the wood structure, the aroma is keeping over there, and then it's really fantastic. But we want to show the world that the Macabeu, Xarel·lo Emparellada are enough good and top quality. In the blind tasting, you can blind, and then you compare with the top best sparkling wines. But remember, we elaborate only reservas and grand reservas. We don't elaborate. Of course, we have to know a 9-month or 15-month will our respects the cavas, the own cavas, but it's good. But we call it very gastronomical cavas. All of cava is stayed 8 years, 10 years, and then it's a protein. The lees is full of protein. It's beginning to break the proteins, and then this is very easy to, it's very complex to combine with aromatic compounds, and then they make them much bigger. And when you taste, it's much longer in your mouth. So the reason is totally different how to elaborate the cavas, right? Much more you want that. For example, today we will taste a barrica. Barrica is a unique cava elaborated with this way that I explain you. It's the 3 Macabeus. The 3 soils totally different. It's monovarietal of Macabeu. You cannot find the people. I think that I tasted a few Xarel·los monovarietals and almost the Parellada monovarietals, but not Macabeu monovarietals. And this one is fantastic. If you want that explain you a little bit, or you want to know something a little bit more with our company, we elaborate only 500,000 bottles a year, not more. 500,000 a year. And I think with something that I have a question for you, of all the people is listening us, that I will show you just one bottle, and then all our cavas are vintage. You can put the vintage, and the back side you can see the vegan and the organic cava, right? But the last step is we add the date of the Gorchman date, means how much fresh you want to buy or you want to drink the cavas. So the reason I give you total quality of this. The question is, you will tell me when it's finished almost the video call, is the question I have for you, for all people. If you open a sparkling wine that is not vintage and in a back label is not the Gorchman date, can you answer me what are you drinking? Here's the question. You can discuss maybe in the end. But all our cavas have vintage. All our cavas is the Gorchman date in the back label, right?
Perfect.
Yes.
And I was just thinking, would it be a nice time for Susanna to show the video footage of your vineyard?
Yes, it's only 5-6 minutes, and it's fantastic. Yeah, go ahead. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Susanna.
Yeah, fantastic.
So is it a good time to maybe talk a little bit about the geography of where you're located?
Yes, we are located in San Sadurní Anoia, is the capital of Cava. It's around to the north to south. It's Barcelona to Tarragona, almost in the middle in the countryside, right? It's around 10 kilometers. I think it's you count in miles, but I calculate around 6-7 miles Sant Sadurní from Vilafranca del Penedès. It's around. It's very close one place to another place. It's the heart of Penedès region. It's close to Barcelona. If you're taking a highway, Sant Sadurní to Barcelona, it takes 30 minutes. That's all. It's good. It's a fantastic place. Very good place located.
Brilliant. And I know some of the people on the call have got the wine. So do you want to maybe start with the first wine?
Yes.
The Barrica?
Barrica. Yeah, Barrica means it's oak. It's oak. Just the one I have it here. Whoop. Moment. Yeah. How I told you. How I told you, you can see maybe here is the vineyard vintage. Can you see the Barrica? The vintage is 2016, right? And the back label, maybe a little bit humid. The back label, can you see the back label date? Which one is this? All of them. Is 1 of 07 of 2021. Means is, you know, the data is very fresh if you buy it or you want to just consume it. And then this is, I explain this one because I think it's my favorite, this one. It's my first and my last chocolate. It's fantastic. This is elaborated with 3 Macabeus, totally different, low rendiment per vine. And then 1 Macabeu, is we make it, we pick up, always pick it by hand. We don't understand about to pick it by machine. All hand pick it, all of them. We don't buy even 1 liter of yeast. We don't buy even 1 liter of wine to elaborate. Just we have a contract, like a French style, with different kind of viticultures. We need this, we need this, we need that. We pay much more than the medium of the market, because but I want exactly this quantity. If you have to cut it a little bit, you have to cut it, I will pay much more. And this is it's very fantastic. And this is one of Macabeus is elaborated, is hand picked a little bit greeny to obtain a little bit the malic, a little bit acid, a little bit very good pH. Another one is over matured to obtain it much more the richness in sugar. This means will give you more structure in your mouth, right? And then you have to try to find the calorie. And then the 50% of this we fermented in oak, 500 oak, French oak barrels, but not burned, just how you say in French, chauffage en blanche, means you burn this with vapor around 100 degrees. We don't just burn a little bit. If you burn it with fire and then you can smell too much toast, too much fire, and then it's not good. And then we think it destroyed the Cava. We want to smell the product, the Cava, not the oil, right? And then I will open it. You know how to open the bottle? Maybe, wait, I will show a little bit the people because, yeah, this is easy to find it. It's open it. And then like this, all people can do it like this. But be careful because it's a little bit dangerous for the eyes, for the people it's around, right? Just to open it a little bit. And then you put, yeah. You put the finger, the big finger here in the top, the mouth like this, and you don't move the cork, you move the bottom. If you move a little bit the bottom, now there is just a little bit opening, just to move, it's very easy to do it. And then you keep a little bit, yeah, it's okay, it's done, right? And then, okay, and then you can put a little bit here. Oh, I can smell it here. And then it's, we call it the Barrica. You smell it. Even it's very important, the glass. This glass is very important because when you put your mouth, and then you can put even inside your nose, and then you can smell it, and then you can taste it at the same time. Because it depends which kind of a glass of sparkling you are missing a lot of aromas, right? And then this, you can see the bubbles are very thin, very small. And then in the nose is a little bit, you smell a little bit the cocoa, a little bit the vanilla, a little bit the Goulart, the croissant, you know, the bread, just a little bit bread, but a little bit toasty, just a little bit. But the most important of this Cava, one of the things, is you have to try it. The people have a bottle in front. You put it a little bit in your mouth, and then you take 2 small sips in your mouth. And then you wait just 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, you will be salivating your mouth. And then it's knocking in your head. You said, give me some food to eat, man. This is a gastronomical Cava, gastronomical sparkling wine. Okay. If you put in your mouth, you will see it's very full. It's very, you taste it and then you stay 5, 6, 7 minutes tasting. It's very long. And then it's very fatty because you stay after fermentation, in all good, you make the batonnage around 2 months, 3 months, depends on the vintage. And after you put the batonnage, she's sleeping with leaves around 5, 6 months more. And then you pack very fatty product, like a marceau, you know, the basic style, like marceau with batonnage. And then if you, this time the yeast is cut it in small pieces, she can, how do you say, combine with aromas compounds. And then the molecule is much bigger. To the reason when you put it, you drink it, the style of to elaborate, it's very long. And especially for a fatty, for example, risotto boletus with the foie gras, which kind of very fat, all the fat, for example, salmon, the fat of salmon, or the hamon. This is clean very much your mouth, and then it's very important for us. With a very high structure, we call it. It's for the rice, for the how do you say it? You can see it, yeah. The rice of the paellas, all these things is perfect for this. For a fatty product. It's very long, you know. We call it gastronomical Cava, not just Cava, not just another one in the same bag, the big bag. It's totally different. What a bit I should not be beside you, and you could taste together with some dishes, and then for the fish is fantastic too. But this is it's highly recommended. I've been tasting maybe more than, I don't know, I can tell you maybe 400 sparkling wines worldwide, and then it's fantastic. It's totally different. Huh? Yeah. You want to know something more about this Cava? Maybe. Oh.
Does anyone have any questions about this?
Yeah, now I can listen to you much better. Yeah. Yes. Can you listen to me now?
We can hear you. Yep.
Ah, perfect.
We've
Excellent.
got you.
Yes.
I don't think we've got, I think everyone's quite excited by talking about the packaging when we get to your third one, but shall we move on to the rosé next and taste that one?
The next one, yes. The next one, I have the pleasure, sorry, they're a little bit far from me because the next one is a trepat. A trepat is indigenous grape variety elaborated in the Conca de Barberà, close to the Penedès region, right? And then it's monovarietal of trepat. But this rosé normally is it takes around, now it's 2018, 19, just between 2 and 3 years, a little bit younger. And even you have to add a little bit of sugar to be more compensated the bouquet, because the trepat gave us always a little bit of tannins. The tannins a little bit dry in your mouth, and then you have to compensate the dry with what? A little bit sugar, and then it's a brut. You have around, depends of the year, 7, 7.5, maybe 8, not much more sugar. We don't want to sell sugar. We want to sell cavas, we want to sell wines, fine wines, right? And then, okay, we try to open the bottle, and then Of course, when you taste a rosé, always you have to think with a rosé and the red fruits. Just a moment. Excellent. Here we are. Good. Yeah, no, that's okay. Yes. Yes. How you can see the vintage is 2018, and the degorgement date, you can see the month, and the year. The month is, can you read it? 4/6/2001. It's very fresh product. Always it's vegan and organic cavas, this one. Huh? Remember, no pesticides, no insecticides, just natural cava, natural wine. And it's the same. The finger, move the bottom, and keep a little bit the cork, and then it's okay. This rosé cava, the aromas, obvious to remember like a raspberry, a strawberry, a little bit in your nose, first of all. Huh? And especially for, I think the cava, for example, something like this, you can, it's the unique cava in the world. It's my opinion, my own opinion. It's that you can start in the starts to drink it, even you finish in the dessert. For example, it depends on the wine. Some of wines they start only for the food, this kind of meat, another kind of meat, another kind of sweet. But this one started in some aperitif, and you can finish with the dessert. This is fantastic. This one. Huh? There's somebody's like you can smell a raspberry, little bit strawberries, and even the very small bubbles. Huh? Even it's very long in your mouth, and then it's like aperitif cava. The rosé you can drink it almost all kind of dishes. You like this color? Maybe some people prefer the skin of onion. This one is very thin, a little bit lighty, but it depends on the year. Could be a little bit red, or could be a little bit more light color. It depends. Yeah. Do you want any question of this, Cava? Do you have any question, or do you want to open another one?
You're getting the thumbs up. I think people like it.
Yeah. Sorry. Tell me.
I think people like it.
The last one. Yes.
They're very nice.
Yeah. The rosé. Yeah. Everybody like it. Even when you start some events, or you start with a rosé cava, then it's fantastic. I don't want. Yeah. Just one. Sorry. I don't want to finish, and that the people knows that before to make the alcoholic fermentation to the mash to obtain the wine, and then we selected long time ago all our yeast with different kind of terroirs. We have 19 terroirs, totally different. We elaborated different kind of micro vinifications, and then we selected the Saccharomyces cerevisiae from Macabeo and Candida from Xarel·lo and Parellada. This one is our own yeast. We selected with a Petri recipient. We select it and we keep it in the enologist station, and then they work it, they make it grow, and then it's dry. And every time that the harvest is coming, the thing I will do is we call them. They bring our own yeast on our own terroir, and then we elaborate and use only our own indigenous, Saccharomyces or indigenous yeast to obtain the wines. Huh? Means it's not a commercial.
Cool. Is the 100% Trapat, is that quite a rare?
Yes.
Is that quite rare?
Yes, it's totally is 100% replied. You can use another one, you can use another one or another great variety that you can. It's able to elaborate cavas, but I think it's more varietal strapad, 100% this one.
And do many producers in Cava make wines that are 100% Trapat, or is that quite unique?
No, it's unique because we have our vineyards close to in our place in Penedès. It's the San Juan de Mediona. It's the vineyards that you saw in the first video. And then it's very cold place. It's very cold place, and then it's the alcoholic degree is very low, but have good acidity and then have a good structure. And then yes, it's not easy to work it, but if you know how it works, you have experience to elaborating like this, and then you can find a fantastic product. Yeah.
Perfect. So I think your third wine has got everybody quite excited. Can you tell us a little bit about the bottle and why it's shaped like that, and then maybe everyone could taste it?
Yeah, which one? With the crypta?
The crypta, yeah.
Yes, imagine, for me, it's a piece unique of art. It's not only the bottle, Yes, you can see here it's Mr. Rafael Bartolozzi. One day, Agustí Torelló Mata said, Mr. Rafael, you are very friend of me. You are really a good painter, fantastic artist. And then I want that you make a good brand for me, a good, good label. And then one day this man presents to Mr. Agustí Torelló, should be more classical, understand, another kind of colors, said blue and gold. And then it's not possible this. And then, okay, he painted it like this, a piece of art, and then he put it here. And then this means the piece of the face is not a man, is not a lady, it means all people, the human. And then the head have a grains of grape, and then in the mouth have olive oil grains, and then in the deep is Mediterranean Sea. And then Miss can say it's like to honor to the people that is living and have the same cultures for the Mediterranean Sea, olive oil and wines. Here's the way. Even when you elaborate the alcoholic fermentation, we put the cork. The second alcoholic fermentation inside to elaborate the wine to the cava is made with cork, not with plastic, not with Coca-Cola, inox cork. No, this is with cork, like top champagne. It's exactly the same. But I will tell you something fantastic. This wine and this cava and its wine, for me, a cava is a double wine because it's mash to the wine and then wine to inside the cava, like champagne, the same. But this one, it's if you can see the line, when you make the alcoholic fermentation inside, the second one, the tirage, the leaves, they are not stopped. Your eyes, you cannot see it. But a piece of the proteins, it's how do you say, the yeast, they are running, they are going round. It's like a batonnage, auto batonnage inside to the bottle. We try to make the same wine, bottle it in this bottle. Another one is totally different, nothing to say, nothing to compare. So the reason is unique, and of course it's registered, the brand and the shape bottle too. And then I think it's fantastic, this one. Yeah. You want to know something more about Skripta? He started, I think, in 78, a long time ago. He's made it first by how do you say? He's made it first like seven people, but blowing, the crystal like this, and then blow, and that was not possible to do it like in artisan way. Why? Because some the bottles, the quantity of the volume is inside, one is 751, another one 772, was not exactly the same volume, and then he was the problem. And now we have already the way to do it, and then the machine that can make perfect bottles in crystal.
And with the bottle being the shape that it is, what's the story for that, and how do people store their bottle.
Yeah, the people say, what is this? But it's how you see, a long time ago, like Romans, like Greek people, that brings a lot of different kind of liquids inside of amphor, just to make a hole down there on the sand. You put the liquids inside, or you bring this to the boats to one culture to another culture, and then this how you see it's an amphor. It's a real amphor. It's the same bottle that another bottle, but the bottom it's inside or outside, but it's exactly the same. But resist very good the pressure of normally the Cava have 5.5, 6 atmospheres when you measure this in 15 degrees Celsius. But this bottle can resist a little bit more, and then it's good. It's very, very funny and very, I don't know, it's if even to give this to people for a present, you can give a very nice gift. It's fantastic. It's unique.
It's lovely. So shall we have a taste of it?
Yes, I have it behind me. It's a unique bottle that you never gonna drink it cold. Sorry, it's warm, because always should be inside to the ice cube. If you open the bottle like this, you'll have the ice cube. And then just to finish the bottle, or have to put it in an ice cube. Otherwise, it cannot stand it. Can you see it like this? Now, maybe. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Go ahead. Let's see. Even the collectionist of this, yeah, very good. This is very fantastic for it. Can you see it? Maybe, yeah. And this is like all people. It's easy to open it. Slowly, yeah. This little bit. Take a little bit dry. Yeah, it's already that. It's a little bit humid, but it's okay. Let's do it slowly, very slowly. Yeah, good. This, as you can see, maybe you can see it better. Yes. Yes. Look at the bottle, like this. This one, when you smell it, it's another thing. It's another way. It's said, what's this I am drinking? It's you get confused because you know it's top champagne or fantastic, not champagne. It's Macabeu, Xarel·lo, Parellada. It's a Cava, totally different. Very old vines of Macabeu, always the same vines. Macabeu, Xarel·lo, and Parellada, very old vines. But for example, in 2000, we get attack of mildew attack. You have mildew attack and then not destroyed, but was not good quality in Macabeu. The Macabeu of this to obtain the Cava crypta quality. What happens means we stop. We do not bottle it, for example, 2000, and we don't bottle, for example, now it's 2011, and after 2011 we jump to 2013, and then it's not 100. It's not 98% minimum the quality Macabeu, Xarel·lo, and Parellada. We don't bottle this vintage. How you say? We stop or we skip, and then yeah, we don't do it. And then it's elegancy. It's It's a little bit tropical, and of course, and then the brioche, different kind of brioche, but elegant, like croissants too, but not so burnt. A little bit just thin croissant. Even you take the small things of vanilla. Vanilla becomes for the cork. This sleeping with cork. It always is handmade of this. Handmade. It's not like we don't the gorge when you degorge the bottle. It's a la volée. You don't have to ice. No, the neck is not frozen. It's not frozen. And then just to do it like this. In French, they call it dégorgement à la volée. Means they open it like this. Should be very specialist to do it. And even bottle by bottle is make it, smell it. You know, we carry like our best stock we had ever. Means or animal, and then we love it like this. It's not just a bottle, it's not just a Cava. It's a fantastic piece of jewel of this. Even, and then it's I could not put here the trophies that had crypta because you need maybe another video call and then around the wall, and then this thing is not good to put it because, but whatever you go, so means Parker, we noted this with the top 5. They noted the top 5 sparkling the wall a long time ago, and then if I can find it, I can send to you. Yes, and it's fantastic product, this one. Even if you taste it, it's very elegant, and then begin to change the aromas. It changes the fruity from one side. Another one is a little bit toasty on the other side, and then brioche on the other side. And then it starts again, salivate, and then give me some food to drink it, to eat it. And then salivate again, and then it's very complex, but it's brut nature. We don't add absolutely anything. It's totally natural product, totally natural product. We try to elaborate most of them of our cavas, our range, totally brut nature. We don't like to put a different kind of sugar. No. We want it naked. Maybe you want to like it or not. Maybe you want to prefer another one. No, but totally natural. All the things that you drink should be organic, vegan, and totally natural this way.
Yeah. I think everyone thinks it reminds them of Christmas.
Yeah, no. This is good to celebrate every day that you are alive and that you are happy and you are working. No, because
not just Christmas.
No. It's good. That this is, of course, a Christmas. But if you want to give to the Christmas gift, fantastic. You can make lamps. You can make. I have a lamps there. Make it with crypta here in the roof or in the table, and then you can do a lot of things. And then the people that goes in a restaurant don't leave it the bottle. They take the lady special. Yeah, you put it in the bag, and then this is I paid this bottle, and then I bring home because I like it very much.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. And then if you drink this, if you drink this with a specialist of sparklings, and then they will tell you this is another level, another wave of cavas.
Yeah. Perfect. So we're just out of time, so I think that's a great way to finish up that session. I don't know if anyone's got any questions before we let Joan run away.
No, if you have any questions, you can ask me. I can see it. I can try to finish. Sorry, alone the crypta, but should be much better to share it with you. I hope one day when you know that here in Agustí Torelló you have to feel like at home, all together. Claire and Suzanne, all together, no problem.
That's very kind of you. Perfect. Well, we will. I think everyone is good. Everyone's nodding. Yeah. So we just will say thank you so much for your time. Yes. It's been really, really informative. Thank you. And it sounds like the wines are delicious as well. So I was sad to miss out. Those of you who are staying for the final session, we've got a sort of 10-15 minute break if you want to have a quick comfort break. So feel free to turn your videos off and then reconvene at 4 p.m. UK time. And Joan, thank you for your time. We'll leave you to go and enjoy the rest of your crypta.
Yes. And then I apologize that my English is not perfect, but I try to all my way to try to be as clear as possible, as less technical than possible, but to be clear and use the easy words that could be 100% understandable. And then,
you did a brilliant job. Thank you very much.
No, thank you very much. And whatever you want to come here, just a moment, just 10 seconds, just 10 seconds. It's very important, this. Oh, sorry, just 10, 15 seconds, no more, promise you. And after the Cavas, and then I think the father of the Cava, because in the Cava started the name with regulation around the beginnings of 1980s. And then the father of all this is the man that is Agustí Torelló. He said, Cava, ¿a dónde vas? This is the book, is the history of this man. And then I think it's the father of the Cava, but this one, it's in English. Yeah, and that means is the history of for me, the father. I feel proud of it. The father of Agustí Torelló for me is the father of Cava. And then sometimes you can get this book. You have two possibilities. It costs £100. You can send me by PayPal, or it's free if you can you can come to visit us, whatever. Claire and Susan, and could be signed by hand to Mr. Agustí Torelló. And was a good present for you. This is you can choose two ways, both ways. The first I don't accept. The second one, yes. It's just a joke.
Thank you, thank you. Right, we're going to go make a quick glass of water for the next session. So thank you very much for your time.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And now it's finished. My is finished already. Yeah.
You're all done. Yeah, you're all done.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are very nice people, professionals, and nice friends. Tthank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. Bye. Bye.
Perfect. So thank you everybody for coming back to join us, and welcome to those of you who are just joining us for the first time. I am going to hand over shortly to Christina and Iva from Adernats winery in Cava. They'll be able to take you on a little tour through their winery and taste some wines with you. If you've got any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat or raise your hand, unmute yourself and shout out loud. But if you could just keep yourselves on mute throughout the session so we don't get any interference, that would be amazing. Christina and Iva, over to you.
Yes, hello,
yes.
Thank you.
Hi.
Welcome, everybody. So you already talk about the area.
Yes.
As far as I saw in your email.
Yes.
So we about our cellar. We are now in the middle of the cellar. I don't know if you can see it just behind us. And it's a cellar it has 100 years old, modernist cellar built by the architect César Martinell, so Gaudí style. And during all these 100 years, the village from Nulles has been involved in wine and vineyards. Okay.
Better.
This is where we are now. And all the village stays rural, working different kind of cultures. No, well, olive trees and almonds and cereals and vineyards. Not only vineyards 100%, but we have no industry surrounding the cellar. So the village always has this. These rules, and it is maintaining like this during all this period. So like 15 years ago, they decided to start bottling the wine, not just doing as a cooperative bulk wine, and as a way of survive and as a way to give added value to the work they do, the hard work they do. So we started with cavas, and then we add the still wines. Now we have like two separate two separate business, the bulk wine that we sell completely to another big cooperative, and then our own wine. The idea is to have more bottled wine every year and stop selling bulk. But at this moment, we do both things. And Iva is the winemaker in charge for bottling wine. And I'm taking care of the export. We came just from a visit with Holland people, so very, yes. We stopped with them and we arrived here. So we are a little bit, not tired, but we need to relax some minutes. You have the Cava. I don't know how do you want to proceed? Do you want that we taste already? We start tasting, or we talk about varieties, grapes, or?
Yeah, you can do that. Or if you want to sort of do a bit of an overview, we've got your video that we could show a little bit of, just to show where you are and where you're at, and then the guys have got all your wines, so you can taste and talk at the same time, or you can...
The main variety here in our area is Macabeo. More than 50% of the grapes in DO Tarragona is Macabeo grape, and now the DO also decide to promote the Macabeo as the more of something different, like Torelló in Penedès or Garnacha in Terra Alta. So we decided to promote the Macabeo, which is very special because of, maybe you want to explain about the
characteristics of
the
Macabeo,
soil.
yes.
And
now is the flagship of the region. So Macabeo here, you know, it's a very well adapted variety in the region, and in terms of differences between maybe the Macabeo of Penedès. Macabeo in Penedès is more citric and green apple, and here Macabeo can mature, ripen very well. And because of our soils that are mainly clay and chalk, it gives to the variety this mouth. You can feel the saltiness in the end of the mouth, that it gives the freshness that we have not in terms of acidity. Maybe the acidity is less than other regions, but this saltiness, because we are close to the sea, we are 20 kilometers
straight away.
Yes, straight away to the sea, and we are more or less 250 meters above the sea level here in Nulles. So this contrast from day to night temperatures, and also these winds that comes from the sea, the marinada that embraces all the vineyards, gives this freshness and saltiness that we can feel in the cavas. I can see that you are tasting the Cava. We can start the tasting if you want. I can open the bottle of the Nature.
We saw you did tasting.
So we can start. And the Cava is a blend of...
I can go. Do you want to start with a different? Brut. We can start with a different one if you would prefer.
Okay, we can start with Brut. So it's a blend of Macabeo, Torelló, and Parellada. Macabeo is more or less the 50%, Torelló the 30%, and Parellada 20%. Depends on the year. We can change a little bit the blend. And the aging with lees before the gorging is more or less 30 months. More than 30 months, because all the cavas here are reserva. Okay.
I think also the difference of the Macabeo gives a special touch and makes the Cava different from Penedès area, which is not really far away, but you will notice that the taste is different.
So here you can smell first this character, mineral, and also this apple and pear, but very ripened. And after it comes the aroma of the yeast, of this process with the yeast. This 30 months, it's giving us this character of bread, toasted bread, and a little bit of butter. And one of the characteristics of all the white wines here and also in Cavas is these aromas of Mediterranean herbs also, like fennel, like rosemary.
No, something happens with, you cannot see us.
No, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Cannot start video, failed to start the video camera. Please select another video camera. Pues jo no tinc cap més videocàmera. Què passa?
No? Està el vídeo, no?
Sí, però em diu que no.
You can hear us, but not see us? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but...
Don't worry. We can as long as we can hear you, that's the main thing.
Okay, in mouth you can see also differences because it's full-bodied and very long in mouth, and the size of bubbles is very small and very well integrated. That's why this time of the aging with the lees. So we work in calm conditions and very cold temperature during these 30 months, and that's why this very well integration of the bubbles in the Cava. I don't know if you have questions or everything, because we are open to answer everything.
Què li passa a la càmera?
No ho sé per què no va. Ara, a veure si li dones.
No, és que mira, em diu que no funciona.
Christina, do you want to try dialing off and dialing back in again? Just
maybe, yeah.
That makes
I don't know why, but they say that I have to choose another camera, but of course the computer has only one camera.
Yeah. So
it was suddenly stopped.
We'll give it a quick go and see if that works. And if not, we'll have to just
redial again, or?
Yeah, if you hang up and then just dial back in. Sorry.
Okay,
everybody.
Excuse me.
I think it's about £12, Shimana, but I'm not sure if that's their suggested retail price. We've got you back.
Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
Perfect.
Try it again.
Cool. The prices that you've given us, are they your suggested retail prices, or are they your prices that you'd sell at the winery?
Well, we can hear you. Can you repeat again?
The prices that you gave us for the wines, are they your recommended retail prices, or are they the price that you would sell to distributors?
It's more or less what we calculate it can be in UK, but we are not selling yet, so we don't know. But prices are around €4 for Excello price. and for the Brut and Brut Nature. Maybe this gives you more an idea, but more or less they calculate by 3. So that's why we said about 12 euros.
I don't know if you can see the chat, but the guys are just asking, what's the residual sugar
What is
in
the
that wine?
residual sugar in this?
For the Brut is only 8 grams per liter. The dosage is small.
¿Ya más preguntas? No. More questions or?
I don't have a question, but I think it's lovely. Really nice cava.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's quite soft, and the acidity is not so high. I think it's more soft and elegant.
And all these cavas are very gastronomic. Also, it's just a party, but also for dishes, main dishes.
Do you sell a lot of your wines in Spain, or do you export to any other markets?
Nowadays, where we sell more, you mean? They're mostly Europe, Denmark and Germany and Holland, Belgium, mainly Europe. Then we started this year to look for new markets as US. And we changed all the wine labels and also a little bit the style of the wines. And we will also renew the labels for Cava from January on. So once we have everything renewed, we will go for new markets. Now it's done for the wines, and we'll start in January with the Cava labels.
So do you want to move on to the Brut Nature?
Also Japan, also other countries. So Canada also, sorry, Quebec, Alberta, but not in US, not in UK, not yet. How is the UK market right now regarding Cava?
I was just going to say, well, for us, we specialize in Spanish, and Cava for us does very well. But I think as a general picture in the UK, it's really suffered from the rise of Prosecco. And I think as customers taste Cava and they get to taste it and they try the variety, because I think I've just tried 2 now and they are very different one from the other, just from your one winery. And that's what I think we want to get people to understand, is the diversity within Cava. It's a broad spectrum, isn't it? It's not one style of wine. It's one word, Cava, but it covers many styles. So I think as customers get to know the brand, the name Cava, and they get to just try different styles, it will grow. But it is, yeah, Prosecco is currently king, no? Yeah. Sadly.
I would also add to that I mean, we're an independent merchant that don't specialize in any specific region or whatever, you know, we're kind of broad. I think there's a perception amongst some consumers that Cava might be lower quality or less good, but actually now we've got some really engaged younger customers who don't have any of those preconceptions, who really like sparkling wine because of Prosecco and are curious about trying other things. So I think there's really a good opportunity for Cava to grow in the UK market at the moment.
Yeah, also the world price maybe was not helping to have good Cavas in the past. So same as in Prosecco, you can have very good high quality Proseccos and and less quality. Same for the Cava, but it's good that people can try good products, so they can be more confident and they want to taste more, and then little by little go to better quality.
Sure.
The idea is to have a very natural product that respect the terroir, that respect the varieties, also pick up the grapes on the good point, not before, not after. So to have a very clean and nice wine. Fruity, fresh. I think young people are also looking for more freshness and fruity, more than aging. It's my point of view.
I think you can see in this Cava, for example, this nature, the elegance of the bubbles and on the fruit is not easy to find in a Prosecco, sure, but it is our is our way of work, and as our acidity is not so marked, we don't need this dosage. So this nature is well balanced, and normally in Europe the fruit is preferred because of this sugar and residual, but for us it's better or more well integrated and expressed in terms of the varieties and the grapes in this one in the nature. So you can feel this aroma of almond flowers and also the apple. As we can...
Pregunta si el brut i el brut nature la relació de varietats és la mateixa.
Sí.
És el mateix Cava.
Yes. The blend is the same between the two, and the quality is the same. We don't use less quality for the brut and high quality for nature. No, it's the same. The only difference is the dosage of the sugar. And the time of the aging with this is also the same. It's more than 30 months with this in the bottle.
Now the ratio of the grape variety is the same in the brut and the brut nature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Same wine base.
Yes. This is harvest 2017 and tirage of 2018. So it's more than 30 months in the bottle. Sí.
Tirage is done between January, end of January, starting February, and then in June again, twice a year.
And any food pairing recommendations?
No.
Pairing?
Food pairing recommendations.
With the oysters,
fish,
seafood, fish, but with not with heavy sauces, and
jamon.
Yes,
to clean the fat. And also refreshing.
It's so gastronomic that a big variety of dishes can be put with this Cava, but traditional is with fishes.
Foie.
Also, yes.
I think fatty things are also good with sparkling wine.
Yes.
Because they help to clean your mouth and get you ready to eat a little bit more.
Yes, also with chicken in the oven and everything, but not with sauces that can mask the Cava. And I know that is white, but also in the retronasal, in the right in the end of the mouth, you can have a hint of cassis or something like that. So it remembers rosé, but it's not with red varieties. But it has this characteristic in the especially the nature.
What do you think? It's more suitable for UK market Brut or Brut Nature?
I think probably the Brut is what is more accessible, but the Brut Nature is maybe a more appealing wine if you're going to talk about food and wine, because it's going to cut across a lot of things, isn't it? You could even just have fish and chips with that, couldn't you? You could have quite a simple meal with a glass of that and it will taste delicious. It will clean the palate. So maybe you would try and, you know, attract your customer with the Brut and then lead them through to the Brut Nature. But it's beautiful. It's got a lovely, almost like gravelly thing as well. It's delicious, really lovely.
Thanks.
You are like us. We drink Cava with everything. So for us, it's more common, to be honest.
Perfect. So we've got one more wine to taste, or I don't know if you want to tell everyone a little bit more about Adernats, if there's anything, any history or anything that you want to share.
I don't know if they saw already pictures or they saw the video. Maybe it's time to. No, you want to see it?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah. Or you want we can turn the computer and you can see a little bit the cellar. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Sí. Vamos a ver. Ya por aquí que puedo enseñar. So the you can see the bats. I don't know. Yeah. Concrete tanks, also 100 years old. They are still in use to do the wine beds for the cavas and some still wine. And all the cellar was built on purpose to be a cellar. So all the windows that let the air go through the building and also the light to avoid humidity and direct sun. You can see it because I'm not sure.
Yes, we can. Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice building.
Yeah.
There are some kind of these buildings in Catalonia, but this is the only one still being used to elaborate wines. The rest are museums right now. So we keep working. And these are the press parts, a new part with the press, but the rest remains the same. Original, the bricks, everything is original. Hola, Ivan, hola.
Susanna, do you want to do the video and then we can have a look at it?
I'll do that now.
And the vineyards are surrounding the cellar also. So, vamos a ver si poden veure. Ui, ara què ha passat? No sé. It's not working anymore? Ah, posa el vídeo, calla. Ah, vale. Estamos subtitulando ahí.
uscito. Era stato. Aquí s'han flipat, aquí s'han flipat, aquí. Però jo ho apreci aquí.
Hòstia, sí que era
S'han
ell.
deixat, s'han deixat.
Oh, passa. Jo peso 10 quilos més. 2 anys, 10 quilos. Toma.
Sí, doncs.
Desinflar-me,
jo sempre estic en un tret, perdo pes.
Sempre era superprima. I ara... Molt bé, no?
Perfect. So do you want to taste the third wine?
The third one, the pour.
Yep.
So you can see this building is a good scenario for many experiences, different experiences.
This is harvest 2012 and tirage 2013. No problem at all.
So
thank you for that.
More than 8 years with this in this case. So here the blend is not with Parellada, it's only Macabeo and Torelló 50-50.
Nosaltres ja l'hem tastat.
Yes.
Per què hem escollit 2 grapes?
Okay. Normally, just to have this long, very long aging, these 2 varieties are more suitable because the Parellada gives more the subtiles for the younger ones, and but it has no enough acidity or freshness to arrive to this long aging. That's why I think so. But it depends on each harvest, so that the blends are not
exactly the same every year.
Yeah. And this one, we only make this kind of cava only the very good harvest, not every year. Here predominates the nuts, this aroma of bread, of yeast, obviously, but it has enough fruitiness after these 8 years, so it's good. It's not only apple, it has more complexity, so maybe peach or apricot in this one. You can feel it in nose. And obviously here the bubbles are very fine, very small and kind in the mouth. What do you think about this one? It's more complex.
It's beautiful. It's very honeyed as well, isn't it? So it's dry, lovely bone dry, but then you have honey, and it's like almost like a pudding, but not pudding. And it's beautiful, long finish. It's all there in the mid palate. It's everywhere, isn't it? It's so superb. Can I ask you, Ivan, how did you start making wine? Is this? Are you from a wine family or?
Oh, no, I'm not from a wine family, but I started in 2003. So I think it's 18 years ago. Because I am from Penedès, and you live in a wine region, so the whole year you can smell the vineyards, the different seasons, when the leaves are yellow, when the leaves are growing the next season, and after. I'm biologist before to be winemaker, enologist. And I decided working in the harvest, I decided to be a winemaker, because it's 20 years ago, not now, was common, the first work for the Penedès young people. Yeah. Just to start the season, to pay the studies or everything. Yes,
summertime we
summertime.
all go to harvest.
Yes, yes. It was common. Now, no. Now it's more the computer and the gaming, but
now,
not.
If you tell your children people. To go to harvest,
and that's why I started with this. And I work in different regions in Catalonia. I did my practicals after the university in the south of France, and I mainly work in the west of Catalonia, in the west part, in Lleida region, Costes del Segre, that is Cérvoles, Saller, and I don't know if you know this cellar, and La Gravera, two cellars in Catalonia.
I'm also from Penedès.
And yeah, I was going to ask, and Christina, so you're
same. Then a lot of friends that they have cellars, and we spend a lot of time with them and doing harvest every year, and then tasting and bottling and helping. And, yeah. So yeah, you live with this every day, and so it's difficult to be apart.
Yeah, nice to be part. And do you have like a vision for where you want to take these wines? Like, do you have an idea of the identity of the wines, or you're just going to see year to year how it develops?
No, last year we start, well, to harvest ago, we started to plan the line and doing more honest wines, low intervention. IVA also is focused on organic and this kind of wines. So we decided to be more natural and more honest, and respecting the varieties and the terroir, and give our own identity. Same for the cavas. So trying to do more crispy, also the Gran Reservas, but also crispy cavas that can approach Cava to the new generations.
I don't know if you can imagine to change 75 minds of the farmers here in the cooperative, but it's very hard.
It is.
But we are working hard every day, and we are arriving to this. And this new harvest 2021, all the still wines will be organic,
certified.
So
yeah, we have now two.
Good work in 2 years. This change.
So also they are the farmers are also happy, because they see that we are on a good line, that we are selling, that the new image is appealing. So they became more enthusiastic also with what they do, and they see that we just recognize the value of their work in the vineyard. So to put everything together and at the same time is not easy, but now we are on a good way.
Because Núñez is a very small village, but all the families here are involved in this project. So
everybody lives from the vineyard. So
for us also it's exciting.
Or working in the cellar, or as wine growers or grape growers, but everybody's related with the wine.
So is it a cooperative owned business? The winery is owned by a cooperative, not like one person.
Yeah, it's cooperative.
Yes, it's cooperative.
Small one, but cooperative. And also change his mind to do something to close the circle. No, you have the vines and you have the cellar and you bottle and you sell it, and this is perfect. Why sell your grapes to somebody for very low price? This nobody is exciting about this. The work in the vineyards is hard, you know, and then finally young people, they don't want to follow the business because it's misery. And to change all this, you can't live only with the grapes. If you have a lot of hectares, maybe, but if you have a small plot, it's not possible with the price that the big companies pay for the grapes. So it was changing their minds and see that they can do something with value. And this is bottling and closing this cycle. This is the idea.
And thank you for doing it, because this is what will make Cava and people's perception of Cava change, because it's not just mass bottling. It's, you know, each line is different. It has a reason and a personality. So thank you.
Also, you have to convince them that we do not need so much production. We need less production, better quality. This is not easy that they accept it, because the main thinking is a lot of production, kilos, and so.
I think it's been a positive thing from lockdown, actually. A good thing for COVID is people wanting to have more of a restaurant experience at home, looking for better value, but more premium products, and looking for products that are a bit more bespoke and have a story behind them and people that care about the production. So I think hopefully we're all sort of knocking on open doors to help support that going forward.
Really, the story is very nice. No, the history 100 years ago, and all the village building this fantastic cellar. It's a very powerful story. So you have the cellar, you have the vineyards, you have nice weather, you have everything. Why you are not using this to do something really special? Yeah. So all the families were a way to pay for the building was that people in the village will participate in the building. So all the families were building and collaborate to build the cellar.
Yeah. Great pictures.
That's a lovely history. Nice story. Yeah, as people are interested in the story behind the wines, I think more and more, aren't they? So it's nice to have something like that you can tell.
It's also a way to understand the wine when you see what's happened.
Yeah. Perfect. We've managed to get to the end of our 45 minutes. So I don't know if anyone has any other questions for Christina and Iva before we wrap things up.
Sí, no sé si volan preguntar.
Thank you for your lovely carvers. Thank you both for your time as well. It's been lovely to learn more about Adernats.
Thank you for organizing.
sounds like great wines as well that you guys have been able to taste. So it's a pleasure to have you join us, and enjoy your evening. Hopefully you've got some nice Cava to drink for the rest of the evening.
You too.
Shimana has,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Cheers. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us. And yeah, we'll follow up with any queries and let you know if we need anything else from you.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Amazing.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.